All right, so update on this application that I'm building. I'm building the social media management application mainly for me, but who knows where it's going to go. My plan is for me to use it for a while, make it work properly, and maybe even make it a SaaS, right? Make it available. So I talked about what are the changes. How the changes are basically now for every item, all right? We have one item, a video that's recorded. Now I can deploy it into different applications. Currently, it's a manual process. I will have to enter it here, and if I want to post it to the platforms, I will have to go copy paste the stuff and post it. But later on, I'm going to have a button that's going to just make an API call and post it. Like YouTube supports that, TikTok does not, and I'll have to look into IG and Meta. I think the API supports it, but you got to get approval. But that's like way down the line. So in this video, I want to show you the API. I'm using FastAPI. So when you use FastAPI, it gives you this docs by default and a bunch of new APIs, right? You have an API that gives you a list of statuses. What are the available statuses? You get a list of content, and the new ones are deployments. You can get a list of deployment. Well, you can create a deployment, get a list of deployments, get a deployment by ID, and things like that, right? A bunch of APIs. I just want to quickly show you the way this front end and back end thing works is when you work in here in the front end and you say you want to create a new content. You create a new content, you fill in the form, and you hit save. When you hit save, an API is being called. So in this particular example, I'm creating an item. So when I hit save, the API that's being called is this content API. So in the post call, it's going to make a post call because it's going to save it. A get call is get information. A post call is post information. So it's literally making a call, an API call. This is an example JSON data that's being sent over. So when we fill in this form, right? The application takes everything we fill in here and it will plug it into this values here. So we'll create this JSON with the actual value from the form and sends it over to the backend API or to the backend service. The API sends it over to the service, and that service goes and inputs this into the MySQL database. So the database I'm using for this application is MySQL. So that's how front end and back end works. My intention for this video is just to show you what are the list of APIs, but we just learned a thing, I think a thing or two about how front end and back end actually work together. So make sure you give me a follow, subscribe to keep watching the progress of this application. I'm building this application for myself right now, but I'll make it available sometime in the future. But the point is you get encouraged to build something. You see the process. I'm doing this with vibe coding, meaning I'm using AI. I'm just telling the AI what to build and the AI is building it. Specifically, I'm using Cursor. Cursor AI is my go-to. Actually, that's the only one I've been using because I don't really see the point of just chasing that shiny object, and it's pretty awesome. So all the information is available. The long form video I created, like almost a 20-minute video about this particular update. So make sure you check that out. It's over there on YouTube long form.